everyone thinks, oh, it's fine. We're at 110. We're getting 150 now. And then it corrects in everybody's faces quite sharply.
So you're saying Max Payne is sending this thing one leg higher?
Yeah, one leg higher in kind of disbelief, and then kind of trapping a bunch of new entrants in, and then it does the typical 30% correction in a week and a half, and everyone's like, holy shit, what is this thing I've bought? Why did my friend at Thanksgiving tell my cousin at Thanksgiving tell me to buy this? It's gone down 30%. We've got to go through that sort of stuff. Then normally it should rally all the way through till US tax season.
Bitcoin has recently experienced a remarkable rally, trading above $997,000, reaching an all-time high. This surge can be attributed to several factors, including concerns over liquidity, a strengthening US dollar, and growing institutional investment. The increasing adoption of Bitcoin by mainstream financial players is also pushing its value higher, with many speculating that this bullish momentum could continue, potentially pushing Bitcoin to even greater heights in the near future. However, despite the excitement surrounding Bitcoin's rise, renowned economist Raoul has cautioned that a significant correction could be on the horizon. In a recent interview, Powell predicted a sharp pullback that may catch many traders off guard. While acknowledging Bitcoin's strong upward trend, he warned that market volatility and regulatory changes could trigger a sudden shift in momentum. Bitcoin ended November at a historic high of $96,400, marking its second-best month of 2024 with a 37% gain. This impressive performance has led many to predict further gains, though some, like Powell, remain cautious. Economist Carl Menger added that Bitcoin's current surge could be just the beginning, and a chart shared on X revealed bullish signals on the monthly relative strength index. While a pullback is expected, the long-term outlook for Bitcoin remains positive.
Hi guys, hope to see you guys at Dubai Token 2049. We have exclusive 10% off the limited super early bird tickets. Click the link below. This pass will grant you access to speaking sessions, networking app, exhibition hall, daily networking drinks, and also included breakfast, lunch, and coffee breaks, all included the package. I'd love to see everyone there. Peace out.
Yeah, that's the one that's going around Twitter right now. But the person who put it up copied our chart, but he used, I think, an 8-week or 8-week lead. We think the best fit is the 12-week lead. Now, who knows who's right in this, right? This is we're all fitting patterns and hoping it works. But generally speaking, for me, this is a rerun of 2017. It's very similar. And that peaked out end of deck, fell 35% in Jan for like 3 weeks, and then rallied. So your hypothesis, I think, is right. I actually think it probably gets to the kind of 110, 120 first, but it's pretty 50-50 which chart works. But really what it's saying is liquidity, because of the dollar going up ahead of the election, because of rates going up ahead of the election and the fears about Trump and fears about tariffs and stuff like that, what was causing that issue, and that does lead crypto prices. So a strong dollar, as we know, is a wrecking ball because it's tightening financial conditions. It's tightening financial conditions. So that correction was the strength of the dollar. So money supply is increasing, but it was being offset even more so by that recent spike in the dollar, which I think is reversing now. I think Scott Bessent being put into the Treasury is likely to believe in a weaker dollar, likely to believe in lower rates.
So you think that the dollar probably topped just after the elections because of Trump's talks of tariffs and making America stronger and everything else? But tell us why you think that Scott coming into the Treasury.
Yeah, firstly, 2016 Trump, exactly the same happened. The dollar went up and rates went up. January, they all reversed. And they continued down all of that period. So we need to go back to 2016.
That's over here.
So there you go. Right. So what happened is 2016, we had that spike. Then it came back down for the rest of 16 and then eventually spiked later from 18 onwards. So, that was perfect. Very similar kind of setup. Not identical looking, but same idea. Scott Bessent, somebody I've known for 20 years. He was a macro hedge fund guy. He's been to my house in Spain, that kind of stuff. I've known him for a long time. Scott gets the picture, and if he wants to stimulate growth, which is what he said, the most important thing to try and pay this debt cycle off is to increase growth. And then he talked about a weaker dollar, and he's talked about lower rates, and he's talked about lower oil. All of those things say he wants looser financial conditions. So if that's the case, that's good for us and our bags, essentially.
Do you still see like a long run in Bitcoin? How do you see, for example, the next couple of months playing out?
Don't forget, we had an 8-month consolidation with a 40% range.
Yeah, that's why I ask.
Right. So generally speaking, it tends to be explosive coming out, the banana zone, right? And I kind of set people up for the banana zone, and here we are in the banana zone. So the question is...
So we're in the banana zone. So we're in... You're saying we're firmly in the banana zone.
How could it not be bananas, right? 50% in a month.
Yeah. How big are the How big are the bananas in the Cayman? Because that's quite a big banana.
Okay, they're not very big here, but... We're not far from a lot of big banana plantations in different islands. But so that's a decent sized banana, but that's the start, right? Because generally speaking, the post-election year, or what we would call crypto fall or crypto autumn, tends to be very strong. So it tends to be very strong. The macro backdrop is obviously very good because of deregulation, new government, all of that stuff. So we've got a good setup. It's gone far and fast. I think everyone's a bit PTSD'd still, so which is why I err towards the it probably has one more squeeze because so many people think it needs the correction now.
Raoul Pal believes that Bitcoin's price will continue to rise, reaching even higher levels before encountering what he describes as max pain for investors. He predicts this will lead to a dramatic correction, with prices potentially falling by as much as 30% in a short period of time. Pal compares this potential scenario to Bitcoin's behavior in 2017, when explosive growth was followed by a sharp and sudden pullback. He suggests that the volatility from that time could reappear, with history possibly repeating itself. One of the key factors influencing Bitcoin's future is the regulatory environment. Government regulations play a significant role in shaping market sentiment, and any changes to Bitcoin's legal status or tax treatment could greatly affect its price movement. Pal highlights that regulatory clarity, particularly in major markets like the US and Europe, could increase investor confidence. Clearer guidelines on Bitcoin's legal framework and tax policies might encourage more institutional investors to enter the market, potentially driving its price even higher. Let's watch more clips from the interview for further insights from Pal's perspective.
Let's watch more clips from the interview.
That's my view. It goes up first. Everyone thinks, oh, it's fine. We're at 110. We're getting 150 now. And then it corrects in everybody's faces quite sharply.
You're saying max pain is another leg up. That's what you're basically saying. Max pain is sending this thing one leg higher.
Yeah, one leg higher in kind of disbelief, and then kind of trapping a bunch of new entrants in, and then it does the typical 30% correction in a week and a half, and everyone's like, holy shit, what is this thing I've bought? Why did my friend at Thanksgiving tell my cousin at Thanksgiving tell me to buy this? It's gone down 30%. We've got to go through that sort of stuff. Then normally it should rally all the way through till US tax season,
which is April.
So
that's April.
Yeah, it's the March-April period. It usually is extremely strong going into that. And then if it's very strong, then you have a very big correction because everyone needs to pay some taxes. And then normally what happens is it corrects again. So you can see it there in 2021. It then had a 50% correction that time. And I'll come on to that in a sec. And then it rallies into year end. I think we're closer to a 2017 analogy, which was a much stronger back end of the year. I think people have real PTSD from last time. And I was actually going through this morning, what was the key factor that caused the stunted cycle last time? It's because the speed the business cycle went up straight out of recession, and how fast financial conditions peaked. They peaked in March of 2021, and the market essentially peaked there with the second attempt at rally. 2017 peaked way towards the end of the year. So it was just the weird setup of the post-COVID, inject all the liquidity, then, oh my God, we need to withdraw it. That setup, I think, caused that cycle, while 2017 and 2013 were more similar.
Okay, and
so that means a correction over the summer, and then a big rally into year end. I'm not sure ETH will outperform Sol, but I'm pretty sure from now on, ETH outperforms Bitcoin. Cast your mind back to 2020.
Yes,
It was
I remember.
November 2020 that ETH really started outperforming Bitcoin. Yeah, and I think SUI outperforms Sol. So that's my risk stack. So the least risky Bitcoin starts to underperform. Now we're getting to alt season as Bitcoin dominance falls. ETH will do better, but Solana is earlier in the adoption curve, so it does better. SUI is earlier than the adoption curve and riskier, so it does better. So I don't know if you've been following the monthly chart of Doge Bitcoin.
Doge
That's
Bitcoin.
the ugly truth that nobody wants to talk about, is really Doge has been outperforming Bitcoin in its existence. And it's just, so look at the monthly chart since the beginning.
Okay, so let's look at that and look at the monthly chart since the beginning. Here it is.
So it came out, it corrected, it outperformed, it's causing a flag. I mean, it has outperformed Bitcoin since it came out by 500%. So what are we saying here? That Doge is harder money than Bitcoin? Is that what we're saying? Oh,
It's
sorry.
outperformed Bitcoin by 160x. Well, 1,650%. That's crazy.
Okay, that's something.
That's
so
16x.
We may joke about this, but it's been harder money than Bitcoin.
November 2024 marked a historic month for Bitcoin, with the cryptocurrency surging by 37%. However, it's Raoul Pal's analysis that has traders on edge. He believes Bitcoin is set to hit a local peak of $110,000 by January 2025, paving the way for even greater gains later in the year. Pal's outlook is based on his close observation of Bitcoin's price behavior, which has historically been a precursor to significant rallies. As Bitcoin approaches the psychological $100,000 mark, Pal's predictions become increasingly bold. While Bitcoin briefly touched $99,000 in late November, it retraced to the $96,000 to $98,000 range, demonstrating that the path to $100,000 is far from simple. Pal's long-term forecast is even more astounding. He suggests that the $110,000 peak could be just the beginning. Samson Mow, a prominent Bitcoin advocate, recently warned that the next phase, an Omega candle, could see Bitcoin rise by $10,000 a day, ultimately reaching $1 million per coin as nations, institutions, and retail investors jump in. Pal's bold predictions are fueling expectations of a new era for Bitcoin, one where the crypto market could dramatically reshape wealth. But the big question remains: are we truly on the brink of a Bitcoin revolution, or is this merely the calm before a monumental crash? Share your thoughts and predictions on Pal's video in the comments below. For more Daily Dose Crypto News, check out these two awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.